As Thomas dives for cover behind a shell crater, his gaze locks on Corporal James Fitzgerald, who is lying wounded in the mud several feet away. Blood pools beneath him, and his outstretched hand reaches toward Thomas, silently begging for help. Without hesitation, Thomas rushes to James, dragging him toward the shelter of the crater. The weight of James' body, combined with the thick mud and chaos around them, makes every step agonizing. Thomas' face is etched with determination, his muscles straining as he pulls his friend to safety. But as they reach cover, a bullet strikes James in the chest. The life leaves his eyes as Thomas cradles him, mud mixing the blood. The world seems to pause. The cacophony of battle fades, replaced by a low, haunting orchestral score. Thomas slumps back against the side of the crater, staring blankly at the sky. Rain begins to fall, washing away the blood on his hands. Back in the trench, the battle has ended. The soldiers are fewer now, their movements sluggish, and their faces marked by loss. Thomas sits alone in a corner, his hands dirty and shaking as he retrieves his letter. He continues writing, his strokes slow and deliberate. The camera focuses on the words forming on the page. Phrases of love, memories of the past, and a hopeful wish for Mary's future, even if he cannot be part of it. As Thomas writes the final line, a single tear falls onto the paper, smudging the ink slightly. He folds the letter carefully, seals it, and tucks it into a small tin box to protect it from the damp. He presses the box against his chest and closes his eyes. The screen fades to white, then transitions to a calm and quiet scene. Rows of white crosses stretch into the distance under a pale blue sky. The camera moves slowly, gliding past the headstones until it stops at one. Private Thomas Caldwell. A small bouquet of wildflowers rests at the base of the cross. The camera pans upward, revealing Mary, dressed in mourning black, standing silently at the grave. She holds a weathered envelope in her hands. Thomas' letter, delivered to her long after the war ended. She kneels and places the letter carefully at the base of the cross. The camera captures her face in profile as she closes her eyes, her expression a mix of grief and quiet pride. A gentle breeze picks up, lifting the letter slightly before it settles again. The camera pulls back, showing Mary walking away from the grave. The scene fades to the letter resting at the cross's base, its final words visible. "You were my promise, and you will remain my hope."